Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast about Charles. In this episode, we will talk about a short story, Charles.
It was written by an American writer, Shirley Jackson. She's famous for writing stories with a mix of horror and suspense.
One of her most well-known works is The Lottery, a short story about a strange tradition in a small town. The story shows how people can follow traditions without thinking about them. Shirley Jackson's writing also looks at the darker side of everyday life, making her a very important writer in horror.
Then, let's get into the Charles story. I will be a Charles' father and teacher.
I will be a Charles.
I will be a narrator and mother. Charles by Shirley Jackson. The day my son Lottie started kindergarten, he gave up his little boy clothes. He came home the same way at lunchtime.
Isn't anybody here?
How was school today? Did you learn anything?
I didn't learn nothing.
Anything? Didn't learn anything?
But the teacher spanked a boy for being flesh.
What did he do? Who was it?
It was Charles. The teacher spanked him and made him stand in the corner. He was really flesh.
What did he do? But Lottie slid off his chair, took a cookie and left. The next day,
Well, Charles was bad again today. Today Charles hit the teacher.
good heavens, I suppose he got spanked again?
He sure did.
Why did Charles hit the teacher?
Because she tried to make him color with red crayons. Charles wanted to color with green crayons, so he hit the teacher. She spanked him and said nobody play with Charles, but everybody did.
Later, Charles continued his bad behavior on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Saturday, I talked to my husband about it. Do you think kindergarten is disturbing for Lottie? This Charles boy sounds like a bad influence.
It will be alright. There are bound to be people like Charles in the world. He might as well meet them now as later.
On Monday, Lottie came home late.
Charles was bad again. You know what Charles did? Charles yelled so much that the teacher came in from first grade. So she said our teacher had to keep Charles quiet. And so Charles had to stay after school. And so all the children stayed to watch him.
What did he do?
He just sat there. Hi Bob, you old Dasmo.
What does this Charles look like? What's his name?
He's bigger than me. And he doesn't wear a jacket.
I could hardly wait for the first parent-teachers meeting. I wanted very much to meet Charles' mother. The meeting was still a week away. On Tuesday,
Our teacher had a friend come to see her in school today.
was it Charles' mother?
Now, Charles was flesh to the teacher's friend. They wouldn't let him to exercises.
Fresh again?
He kicked the teacher's friend. The teacher's friend told Charles to touch his toes, and Charles kicked him.
What do you think they will do about Charles?
I don't know. Throw him out of school, I guess.
Wednesday and Thursday were routine. Charles yelled during story time. On Monday of the third week, Lottie came home with another report.
You know what Charles did today? He told a girl to say a word, and she said it. The teacher washed her mouth out with soap, and Charles laughed.
What word?
It's so bad, I'll have to whisper it to you. Charles told the little girl to say that. She said it twice. Charles told her to say it twice.
What happened to Charles?
Nothing. He was passing out the crayons.
The next day, Charles said the evil word himself 3 or 4 times. My husband came to the door that night as I was leaving for the parent-teachers meeting.
Invite her over after the meeting. I want to get a look at the mother of the kids.
I hope she's there.
She will be there. How could they hold a parents-teacher meeting without Charles' mother?
At the meeting, I looked over the faces of all the other members. None of them looked unhappy enough to be the mother of Charles. No one mentioned Charles. After the meeting, I found Lottie's teacher. I've been wanting to meet you. I'm Lottie's mother.
Oh yes, we are also interested in Lolly.
He suddenly looked like kindergarten. He talks about it all the time.
He's had some trouble getting used to school, but I think he will be alright.
Lottie usually fits in quickly. I suppose his trouble might be from Charles' influence.
Charles?
Yes, you must have your hands full with Charles.
Charles? We don't have any Charles in kindergarten. Hey, I was thinking, this story kind of reminds me of a Japanese book called Bochan by Natsume Soseki.
Oh, really? I don't know that book. What's it about?
It's about a boy who's very honest, but he doesn't really understand the differences between right and wrong. He gets in trouble a lot because of his strong personality and doesn't know how to behave properly sometimes.
That sounds kind of like Lori in Charles, right?
Exactly. In Charles, Lily keeps talking about this boy named Charles who's always misbehaving. But it turns out Charles doesn't exist, and Lily is actually the one doing all the bad things. He just creates this imaginary person to hide what's he doing.
Oh, I see. So both stories are about kids who aren't sure about right or wrong yet.
Yep, that's right. Both Charles and Bochan are still figuring out how to behave and understand the consequences of their actions. They get into trouble, but it's because they are learning and growing.
Yeah, so it's not that they are bad, they are just still learning how to act, right?
Exactly. They don't understand everything yet, and that's something a lot kids go through. They have to make mistakes and learn from them to grow.
So the stories show that growing up isn't easy. It's not about being perfect, but about learning through experiences, even if that means making mistakes.
Yeah, and that's what makes these stories so relatable. We've all been there, making mistakes, not really understanding everything, but still trying to figure things out.
Exactly. Both Charles and Bochan show how messy and confusing growing up can be, but it's all part of the process of learning and becoming who you are. Also, the ending of Charles was a real twist. Louis was Charles all along.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. The mom created this story to avoid admitting her son was misbehaving.
Exactly. It's like she couldn't face the truth. That's what makes the ending so powerful.
It shows how people sometimes project their problems onto others without realizing it.